I never loved you the way you love me. I have always been in love with Jorn, my girlfriend said while I sat there holding the engagement ring I had bought for her. I stayed completely silent, calmly put the ring back in my pocket, and walked to my laptop to start typing an email. What happened next when her parents read every detail about their perfect daughter's secret life made her realize she had picked the wrong man to confess to. I am Eli 28M, and I still cannot believe this is my life right now. I work in marketing for a mid-size company here in Denver. Been with my girlfriend Holland 26F for 2 years. She is a graphic designer. We met through mutual friends at a brewery downtown. I thought we had something real, like really real. Holland's always been this put together. Type perfect Instagram posts. Remembers everyone's birthdays. Volunteers at the animal shelter on weekends. Everyone loves her. Her parents treat me like the son they never had. My mom keeps asking when I am going to propose. Hell, I was planning to propose next month. Had the ring picked out and everything. But the last few weeks, something's been off. She has been distant, checking her phone constantly, spacing out during conversations. When I would ask what is wrong, she'd just say work stress or that she was tired. I figured it was just a rough patch. Couples go through those, right? Last night, I finally decided to bring up the future. I told her I had been thinking about marriage, about us taking that next step. That is when everything went to hell. She just broke down crying. Not the happy kind of crying you would expect when talking about marriage. The ugly, guilt-ridden kind. And that is when she said it. I never loved you the way you love me. I have always been in love with Jorn. Her college boyfriend from like 6 years ago. I have heard his name maybe 3 times in 2 years. Always in passing. Like, oh, Jorn and I went to that restaurant once type stuff. I thought he was ancient history. Turns out I was living a lie for 2 years. She said she cares about me, that I am a good guy, and she tried so hard to love me the right way. But every time she looked at me, she was thinking about him. Every time we were together, she was pretending. Every I love you was a lie. The worst part, she started crying harder and said, I am so sorry, Eli. You deserve someone who loves you completely. I thought maybe if I stayed with you long enough, the feelings would develop. 2 years. 2 years of my life thinking I found my person, while she was just settling, waiting for something better. Using me as a placeholder. I don't even remember what I said after that. Something about her packing her stuff and leaving. She tried to explain more. Something about Jorn being unavailable before, but now he is divorced, and they have been talking again. I wasn't hearing any of it. She is staying at her friend Lily's place now. Been calling and texting nonstop, but I cannot even look at her name on my phone without feeling sick. My buddy Dylan came over last night with beer and just sat with me while I lost my shit. He has been telling me for months he thought something was off about her, but I didn't want to hear it. Guess I should have listened. I keep going over our entire relationship in my head. Were there signs? How could I be so blind? Did she fake everything? The way she looked at me, laughed at my jokes, talked about our future together, was any of it real, Reddit? I need some perspective here because I feel like I am losing my mind. Has anyone been through something like this? How do you even process finding out that someone you loved completely never actually loved you back? Not like they fell out of love or we grew apart. She never loved me. Not once in 2 years. I thought I knew what heartbreak felt like. This isn't heartbreak. This is something else entirely. It is like finding out your entire life was a simulation, and someone just pulled the plug. What happens now? Do I try to work through this? Can you even come back from I never loved you? Or do I just accept that I wasted 2 years of my life on someone who saw me as a consolation prize? The ring is sitting in my sock drawer mocking me. I was going to propose at the place we had our first date. Thank God I found out before I made an even bigger fool of myself. Sorry for the novel. My head's all over the place right now. Update 1 Wi-Fi was down all weekend at my place, and honestly I needed the digital detox anyway. Thanks for all the support on my original post. Some of you really opened my eyes to how messed up this situation is. Dylan convinced me I needed to get some answers before I could move forward. So I called Holland yesterday, big mistake. We met at a coffee shop downtown, neutral territory. I told her I needed to understand the timeline, needed to know exactly how long she had been lying to me. What she told me made everything so much worse. Apparently, Jorn reached out to her on Instagram about 4 months ago. 4 months. Right around the time she started acting weird, checking her phone constantly. Being distant. Makes sense now. But here is the part that really destroyed me. She admitted they had been texting regularly this entire time. Just as friends, she said. But then why hide it from me? Why delete the messages? Yeah. I asked about that, and she got defensive as hell. She showed me some of their conversation to prove it was innocent. Big mistake on her part. I saw enough to know this wasn't just friendly catching up messages like, I think about what could have been and you were always the one who got away. Real innocent shit, right? The worst part was seeing a message from him that said, when you are ready to stop playing house. Let me know. This was from 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago I was looking at engagement rings while her ex was telling her to dump me. I asked her point blank, how long has she been planning to leave me for him? She couldn't even answer, just kept crying and saying it wasn't like that she was confused and trying to figure out her feelings. Bullshit. You don't need 2 years to figure out if you love someone, and you definitely don't need to text your ex about it while you are supposedly committed to someone else. Here is what really gets me. I asked her about specific moments in our relationship. Our first I love you, the weekend we went to her sister's wedding. Christmas morning, when we talked about moving in together. She admitted that during all of those moments, she was thinking about Jorn, comparing me to him, wishing he was there instead. She actually said, I tried so hard to make myself feel for you what I felt for him, like I was some kind of project she was working on, some broken thing she could fix if she just tried hard enough. Dylan was right, there were signs everywhere. The way she would get weird when romantic movies came on. How she never really seemed present during intimate moments. The fact that she never posted couple photos without me having to ask. Even her friends seemed surprised when I would show up to things. Like they weren't expecting me to still be around. I asked about her parents, who have been nothing but welcoming to me. Turns out they don't even know about Jorn. She has been keeping me as her safe choice to bring home while hiding her real feelings from everyone. The conversation ended with her asking if we could work through this together. She said she is willing to cut contact with Jorn and go to couples therapy. But how do you therapy your way through I never loved you? What therapist is going to help someone learn to love me? I told her no. She seemed genuinely shocked, like she expected me to jump at the chance to fight for someone who doesn't even want me. Here is what I cannot stop thinking about. What if Jorn hadn't reached out? Would she have just married me anyway? Had kids with me while thinking about another man? How long was she planning to keep this charade going? My mom called today asking about Christmas plans and whether Holland will be coming. I couldn't even explain it to her. How do you tell your mother that your girlfriend of 2 years was just pretending the whole time? Work's been impossible. I keep staring at my computer screen thinking about how I told everyone at the office I was going to propose soon. How I asked for time off next month for the proposal trip I had planned. How excited everyone was for me. I feel like such an idiot. Not just for missing the signs, but for believing someone could actually love me like that. Like completely and honestly. Maybe I am just not that kind of guy. Maybe I am just the safe choice that women settle for while waiting for their real love to come back. Holland's still texting me every day. Long messages about how sorry she is. How she wants to fight for us. How she realizes what she is losing. But it is too little too late. You cannot realize someone's value after you have already thrown them away. I am not someone's backup plan. I am not going to compete for affection with a ghost from her past. I deserve someone who chooses me first, not someone who has to talk themselves into loving me. The ring is going back to the store tomorrow. At least I can get most of my money back on that mistake. Edit. Some of you are asking about Jorn. He is divorced, works in finance. Apparently ready for something real now. Real convenient timing, right? Also, yes, I am keeping screenshots of everything. Dylan suggested I document it all in case she tries to flip the script later. Update 2 car trouble kept me offline for a few days, but honestly I needed the space to process this insanity. The take a break conversation happened, and it went exactly how you would expect. Holland showed up at my apartment Wednesday night unannounced. I almost didn't let her in, but she was crying in the hallway and my neighbors were starting to stare. She had this whole speech prepared about how she has been doing a lot of thinking and she realizes she needs space to figure out her true feelings. She said she cares about me too much to keep hurting me with her confusion, and that maybe some time apart would help her gain clarity about what she really wants. I just stared at her. The audacity was breathtaking. "Let me get this straight," I said. "You want to take a break so you can go be with Jorn guilt-free, and if it doesn't work out, you want me here waiting for you." She got defensive immediately. Started saying it wasn't about Jorn, that this was about her needing to work on herself and figure out her feelings without the pressure of a relationship. Bullshit. Pure bullshit. I asked her directly, "Are you going to see Jorn during this break?" She couldn't answer, just kept saying it wasn't about him, that she needed time to think. But when someone cannot give you a straight answer, that is your answer. Then she hit me with the line that really showed her true colors. "I just need to know if what Jorn and I have is real or just nostalgia before I can commit to anyone else." Anyone else, like I am just some random option on her menu. I told her she could have all the space she wanted. Permanently, that is when she really lost it. "You are not even going to fight for us?" she asked. 2 years doesn't mean anything to you?" I couldn't believe it. She was mad at me for not fighting for someone who admitted she never loved me. She was mad that I wouldn't sit around like a loyal dog waiting for her to finish test driving her first choice. "What exactly would I be fighting for?" I asked her. "The chance to compete with your ex for your affection. The opportunity to convince you to love me. That is not how love works, Holland." She kept insisting that she might realize I am what she really wants. That distance might make her heart grow fonder. All that klitsch bullshit. But here is the thing. If you need to lose someone to realize their value, you never deserved them in the first place. Dylan came over right after she left and found me just sitting on my couch staring at the wall. He said something that really hit home. "Bro, she is not asking for a break. She is asking for permission to cheat with a safety net. That is exactly what it is. She wants to go play house with Jorn while keeping me on the hook in case he breaks her heart again. She wants the security of knowing she has a backup plan while she explores her real feelings." The most insulting part, she actually seemed surprised that I said no, like she genuinely expected me to agree to be her plan. B. How little does she think of me? How little does she think of herself? I told her there wouldn't be any break. We are done, period. She can go figure out her feelings with Jorn or anyone else she wants, but she is going to do it as a single woman. I am not going to be anybody's backup plan. She left crying and saying I was making a huge mistake, that I would regret this. But the only mistake I made was not seeing who she really was sooner. Here is what is really messing with my head though. Part of me wonders if I should have said yes. Not because I want her back, but because I am curious to see how this plays out. My gut says Jorn is going to lose interest the minute he realizes she left a sure thing for him. Guys like that only want what they cannot have. But that is not my problem anymore. I am not going to sit around waiting to be proven right. I am not going to hope for her to get hurt just so I can feel vindicated. I am better than that. My parents know now. I finally told them everything yesterday. My mom cried, which made me feel worse somehow. My dad just shook his head and said, "Son, you handled this exactly right. A woman who has to choose between you and someone else has already made her choice." Work's been a good distraction. I have been staying late, picking up extra projects, anything to keep my mind busy. My boss noticed and told me there might be a promotion opportunity coming up. At least something good might come out of this disaster. I blocked Holland on everything. Social media, phone, email, all of it. I don't want to see her posts about being single and finding herself or whatever narrative she is going to spin. I don't want to accidentally see if she is with Jorn. I just want her out of my life completely. Some of my friends have been asking questions, and I have been honest with them. Word travels fast, and apparently people are shocked. Everyone thought we were solid. Even Holland's friend Lily reached out to say she had no idea Holland felt this way and that she is sorry for how things went down. The funny thing is, I am starting to feel relieved. Like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I didn't realize how much energy I was putting into a relationship where I was the only one actually trying. How exhausting it is to love someone who is just tolerating you. I am not going to lie and say I am over it. It still hurts. But it is a different kind of hurt now. Less I lost the love of my life, and more I am pissed. I wasted 2 years on someone who didn't deserve me. Edit. Got a call from Holland's sister asking what happened. Apparently Holland told her family we mutually decided to take a break, and didn't mention Jorn at all. I set the record straight. Her sister seemed genuinely horrified. Edit 2. Just got a text from an unknown number. You will regret this. She will not wait forever. Pretty sure that is Jorn. The balls on this guy. Update coming soon because apparently this story isn't over yet. Final update had to replace my phone screen yesterday, which reminded me I never gave you guys a final update on this mess. Some of you have been DMing asking what happened with Holland and Jorn. So here's the conclusion to this disaster. First off, that text from Jorn. Yeah, it was him. Apparently Holland gave him my number and told him I was being stubborn about the break. The guy actually thought he could intimidate me into giving her space to be with him. I forwarded the screenshot to Holland and told her if either of them contacted me again, I would be filing harassment charges. That shut them both up real quick. So what happened with their great love story about 2 weeks into their reunion? Jorn ghosted her. Just like that. Stopped responding to texts, wouldn't answer calls, blocked her on social media. Turns out when you leave a sure thing for someone, it makes you look desperate, not desirable. I heard all this through Lily, who was dealing with Holland's complete meltdown. Apparently Jorn told one of his friends that Holland leaving a solid relationship for him was kind of pathetic, and made him lose respect for her. The same woman he had been texting about being the one who got away suddenly wasn't so appealing when she actually got away from someone else for him. The irony is beautiful. Holland spent 2 years thinking the grass was greener with Jorn, but the moment she jumped the fence, he realized the grass looked better when it belonged to someone else's yard. Holland tried to come crawling back. Obviously, started with casual texts about how are you doing, then escalated to long emails about how she made the biggest mistake of her life, how she finally realized what real love was, how she was just confused and scared of commitment. I didn't respond to any of it. She started showing up places she knew I would be. My gym, the brewery where we met, even my office building. One of my coworkers said she saw Holland sitting in the parking lot for hours one day, just watching the entrance. When that didn't work, she got desperate. Started calling my parents, my friends, even reached out to my boss somehow asking him to talk sense into me. My mom shut that down real quick, told Holland she was embarrassed for her and to stop harassing our family. The final straw was when she showed up at my apartment at 2 a.m. 3 months ago, drunk and sobbing, begging me to take her back. She said she would do anything, go to therapy, cut contact with all her male friends, even move to another city if that is what it took. I looked at this woman I had once planned to marry, sitting on my doorstep at 2 a.m. making promises she'd never keep, and felt nothing but pity. This wasn't the same person I had fallen in love with. Maybe she never existed in the first place. I called her an Uber and told her this was the last time I would help her with anything. I said if she contacted me again, I would get a restraining order. She finally got the message. As for me, I am doing better than I ever imagined. That promotion came through. I am now senior marketing manager with a nice salary bump. Bought a new car, took a solo trip to Colorado Springs. Started rock climbing. Turns out I have a lot more free time and energy when I am not trying to convince someone to love me. I am not going to do the whole found someone new thing because honestly, I am not looking yet. I am learning to enjoy my own company again, learning who I am when I am not trying to be what someone else wants me to be. But here is what I will say. I understand now what my dad meant about knowing your worth. The right person will not make you question if they love you. They will not need time to figure out their feelings. They will not keep you as a backup plan while they chase someone else. Holland taught me what I will not accept in a relationship, and honestly, that might be more valuable than what I thought I had with her. I heard through the grapevine that she has been through 3 different guys since Jorn. none lasting more than a few weeks. Lily says she compares everyone to what we had, which is pretty ironic, considering she never valued it when she had it. Some people learn the value of things only after they have thrown them away. That is not my problem anymore. Jorn did contact her again about 2 months ago, apparently drunk and lonely after another relationship failed. She called Lily crying because she didn't know what to do. Lily told her to block him and focus on fixing herself instead of chasing people who don't want her. Good advice. Wish Holland had figured that out sooner. Thanks Reddit for helping me see clearly when I couldn't trust my own judgment. You guys saved me from making the biggest mistake of my life. Fighting for someone who never fought for me. Edit. For everyone asking, no, I don't hate her. I just don't think about her anymore. And that feels a lot better than love that wasn't real anyway. Edit 2. Someone asked if I would take her back if she showed up tomorrow genuinely changed. Honestly, I am not the same person who loved her anymore. That version of me died when she said she never loved me. The person I am now knows better.